Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't have to, and today we are talking about Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR stock, and why the stock price for the PLTR stock has started to appreciate, mainly due to the recent announcement regarding their strategic partnership with Satellogic. We're also going to talk about how the PLTR stock price can continuously increase throughout the next couple of years based upon their financial results. We are also going to be talking about their earnings report, which is set to come out sometime in February. So we are going to look at those forecasts, and hopefully we can surmise if Palantir will beat these forecasts, which could reflect very positively in the PLTR stock price. Then we're going to talk about why one professional investor thinks that Palantir stock is way too cheap right now, and it presents other investors a fantastic buying opportunity to get into this company while it's scaling its revenues before it becomes a mega cap company. Now, with that being said, remember to go and smash the like button right now for more Palantir stock news updates. Comment your thoughts down below about the PLTR stock and their strategic partnership with Satellogic. Turn on all subscription notifications to stay informed, and without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So, Satellogic, ticker symbol SATL, does trade on the open market, and they are a publicly traded company. And they are a leader in sub-meter resolution satellite imagery collection. Basically, they have satellites that take pictures and they collect these images, and you probably know who Palantir Technology is, but if you don't, Palantir is a leading builder of operating systems for modern enterprises as well as government agencies. For their government agencies, they have a platform called Gotham, and for their commercial enterprises, they have a platform named Foundry. The current PLTR stock price trades for around $14.20, which is actually an increase from the last video of where the stock price traded at around $11 per share. According to analysts, the low-end 12-month price prediction for the stock is $15. The average price consensus that analysts think that the Palantir stock price should be worth by the end of this year is $21.06, and the high-end bullish price target for the stock comes in at $25.30. However, the most bullish price target that I could find by a reputable analyst went all the way up to $34 per share, with various institutions saying that the fair value price ranges anywhere between $7 all the way up to $31. This is a fantastic partnership, mainly for Satellogic instead of Palantir Technologies, because Satellogic is going to be the one using Palantir's technology. They are going to be using Palantir's Foundry platform to accelerate their AI modeling trading and enterprise-wide data integration. Palantir's government and commercial customers will both have access to the platform that Satellogic actually has developed, and they will also have access to their APIs to power their use of Palantir's Meta Constellation and Edge AI capabilities. Another company that I reported on that is very similar to Satellogic would be Black Sky, because Black Sky is also involved with shooting satellites up and collecting imaging data through satellite technology. Palantir is also using this as an opportunity to continue their lead in machine learning and their AI capabilities regarding orbital satellites. Soon, Palantir's customers and Satellogic's customers will all have access to Edge AI platforms that are running on Satellogic's satellites. So although Satellogic is going to get the majority of the benefit from this strategic partnership with Palantir, Palantir also gets a great benefit from this strategic partnership as well. Overall, this partnership is anticipated to accelerate both companies' capabilities and hopefully scale both companies' revenues. The Foundry platform will enable Satellogic to offer their customers and their customer base various AI insights from the images that they actually take, and so they can use AI to derive various data and information from these images, which will then be processed through Foundry and in turn generate higher revenues. The president of Satellogic North America had this to say about the strategic partnership with Palantir Technologies, and he says this, and I quote, "The holistic capabilities of Palantir's Foundry will be instrumental in helping Satellogic realize our mission to improve life on Earth through geospatial data. As a vertically integrated company, we already have a significant competitive advantage when it comes to supply chain resilience. As a part of this agreement, Satellogic will provide Palantir's US government customers with ready access to Satellogic's high-resolution satellite imagery to drive analytical insights across a range of mission-oriented use cases. So basically, Satellogic is using Palantir to further scale the overall company from their business segments and the data that can be derived from their images, and in return, Satellogic is going to give Palantir the rights to give their US government clients access to this information and the various images. The COO of Palantir Technologies had to say this in return regarding the strategic partnership by saying, "Our partnership with Satellogic underscores our joint commitment to empowering outcomes to the edge." Combining the forces of Palantir's Edge AI technology with Satellogic's frequent high-resolution imagery will give users actionable insight faster than ever, accelerating their operations from space to mud. So overall, this is a fantastic strategic move by Palantir Technologies because Palantir can utilize this company's capabilities to help their government clients. So to me, this is a fantastic move on Palantir's end. If you didn't know, Satellogic became a publicly traded company through a SPAC through their combination and their merger with CF Acquisition Corporation 5, whose ticker name used to be CFV, but now Satellogic is trading under the ticker symbol SATL. Now, whether or not you want to invest into Satellogic is up to you. However, I personally think that just investing into Palantir Technologies, you get some exposure to this company because the technologies are cross-pollinating here. So Palantir now has the benefits of this particular company, so I personally am not going to invest into Satellogic. So this is one of the reasons why the PLTR stock price has increased as of late, but what are the other reasons? Well, for starters, the Nasdaq Composite Index has gained roughly 2.4%, so tech stocks have been receiving great selling pressure from investors because they are rotating out of growth stocks into value stocks or even bonds, but now we see that investors are slowly returning to technology and growth stocks, which is seen by the index of the Nasdaq increasing by around 2.4% for multiple trading sessions. The reason for this is that some investors, the more aggressive risky investors, think that the Nasdaq could have reached somewhat of a bottom, or at least it provided them a good buying opportunity to take advantage of the massive sell-off that we have seen from growth stocks in the last few months. So overall, tech stocks are enjoying a very strong rebound, and hopefully this could be a bottom which we can build more momentum on top of. However, there is no guarantee that this is the bottom because some investors still think that the Nasdaq Composite has just recovered slightly but will continue to fall, and we are just going to have to keep our eye on this index to determine who is right. But regardless, if a stock presents itself as a good buying opportunity, we as investors should take advantage of that. So this overall momentum put back into growth stocks for a short amount of time has also increased and pushed the PLTR stock higher. But regardless, Palantir has pulled back enough for it to be considered a good buying opportunity. Right now, Palantir Technologies and their PLTR stock trades at a market cap of around $27.3 billion, and their PS ratio has fallen from over 20 down to around 13.7 for this year's expected sales. And to me, that is very good because a growth stock below 15 for a PS ratio, especially a stock such as Palantir Technologies, could be a fantastic buying opportunity if you are already not too overexposed to a single stock. But to further determine if Palantir Technologies is a good buy, we may want to wait until their fourth quarter earnings results come out in February, because this performance of how well the company does on their fourth quarter earnings, and therefore we can see the entire year of 2021 to see how the revenues are scaling and how the company is growing, we could make a more informed investment decision overall. Currently, Palantir's management has their fourth quarter revenue results guided at around $418 million, which is roughly a 30% increase year over year. They also have the metric set for their operating margin to come in at a targeted 22% for the quarter, which to me is very impressive. However, for the full year period, the company anticipates that their sales growth would have increased around 40%. So that means that their overall revenues are going to come in at around $1.527 billion for the entire year, and this would be fantastic news for investors, because this means the company is scaling even faster than what their management is projecting. They also have fantastic free cash flows, which are set to come in at around $400 million. So the expectations for this earnings report are extremely high, and this could dictate where the PLTR stock price heads next. This positive sentiment about Palantir's PLTR stock is echoed by a professional investor named Guy, and Guy is actually an original member of CNBC's Fast Money, and he is currently a director of advisor advocacy at Private Advisor Group. And this group or network is comprised of around 600 advisors, and they manage assets of around $17 billion. So this guy is a big deal, and you would think that he really knows what he's talking about. On top of that, he is also a professional stock trader, he is a television personality, and he is looked up to by many to determine what stocks are a good buying opportunity right now. And speaking of this, he says that Palantir is a fantastic buying opportunity because the stock has fallen more than 60% over the past year. He says that currently Palantir is in the midst of everything and they're going through the ringer, and that people and investors don't really fully understand the capabilities of this company, which is why I am extremely bullish on their commercial segment for their revenue growth and not so much the government segment. I think that their government contracts gives them steady revenue sources, but I think the real true winner for Palantir Technologies is going to come from their commercial enterprises and their commercial segments, which makes Palantir's Foundry platform extremely important. And I'm also very bullish because they are using their Foundry platform to help cryptocurrency exchanges. However, Guy goes on, and the professional investor says that he thinks that $13 for the stock, referring to Palantir Technologies PLTR stock, is way too cheap in this current market environment, and I would actually have to agree with him here that $13 is trading very lightly for a stock such as Palantir Technologies. But again, we have to keep in mind that this is only for aggressive growth investors who want to hold Palantir long term, because the true stock price appreciation for Palantir isn't really supposed to start ramping up until past 2023. And then from there, they are going to start to scale to be a mega cap company in some regards, according to various analysts. But we are going to have to wait and see. I would love to hear your comments down below about what Guy thinks about Palantir and what you think about Palantir Technology stock. Subscribe if you are new. Remember to hit the like button if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next YT video.